Hello, good morning and welcome to Coffee and Card Round 7 Week 2, which is week 32 of the Coffee and Card. Now, we look a bit messy in the lounge today. We're actually waiting for a delivery today of a new TV stand. We've had a bit of a move around. So I'm probably going to get a phone call during this. It's typical, isn't it? I probably will get the phone call to say that the delivery guys are outside or something. But never mind. So I hope you're all okay. Hope you've got your cuppas. And you're ready to do a little bit of crafting with me. So I'm going to turn the camera around because I need to get a better way of doing this. Look, that wood pigeon, look, he's always there. And I put the pumpkin in the garden because apparently the squirrels, like, oh, the starlings are on the bird feeder there. Look, and the wood pigeon's always there. So anyway, let's do a little bit of crafting this morning. So let's see who's on. Let's see who's on. I've got the camera quite high up today, but that's good, I suppose, because you can see more of my desk. So let's see who's on. And Cindy in the US is awake, and it's like 2:24 in the morning. Bless you. Well, it's a bit later than that now because that's when you. So morning, Barb. Morning, Cindy. Or middle of the night, Cindy. Morning, Jill. Morning, Geraldine. Morning, Lorraine. Morning, Maria. Morning, Ali. Oh, hi, Ali. You've just been watching Craig crafting the Remembrance Day card. Oh, great to hear him chatting. Yeah, it's cool. We're hoping to do that, crafting with Craig, every week now. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Ali. Did I get the tree stamp from you? Can't find. You got it delivered to you direct from Stampin' Up, Geraldine, and I just sent you the kits. So you got it in with your order. And today we're using Shaded Spruce, Mossy Meadow and crumb cake, although you can substitute mossy probably out for old olive, which a couple of people are doing. Hi Sue, yeah, the fog's gone. Hi Karen. Hi Fiona. Oh, there's loads on. We've loads on today. Hi Julie from Pudsey. You can't find. Oh, did you make it last week? So you must have done it last week. Right, I'm just going to tie my hair back. Get it out of the way. And before I start, I wanted to say a little thank you actually, because on Thursday night Stampin' Up did some recognition for the Stampin' Up year that ended 30th of September. So Stampin' Up's financial year runs from 1st of October to 30th of September. And, you know, it's been a tough year, and I was a big face-to-face demonstrator in that I did lots of events face-to-face. Then to transition overnight to doing them online is quite tough, but I have to say it's been thoroughly enjoyable. And I found out on Thursday that I was 5th in sales in the UK, which I'm thrilled about, absolutely thrilled about. So thank you for your help with that. But also I found out yesterday that I was 176th in the world out of 60,000 demonstrators. So I'm really, really chuffed about that. I was 176. That's not in sales, that's in overall being a demo, so like team building and leadership and things like that. So really, really, really pleased about the 176 out of 60,000. But that's the last time that we find out the global one. It's all changing for next year. But thank you for your support with that. It's gone a bit. Please bear with me this week because it's gone a bit, and this is not a complaint whatsoever. It's been really busy this week, which is really, really good, and I think it's because of the lockdown and winter and things like that. So my classes are getting busy, which is fantastic. So I'm going to go through stuff that I've got coming up. So if anyone booked onto bags, tags and boxes, Geraldine, you did. That was posted out to you yesterday. Hopefully should be with you Wednesday, tomorrow. I don't think anybody else who's on here live is doing the class. I know another couple of ladies who have signed up to Coffee and Card are doing the bags and tags, but I don't know if they're online this morning. So let's make our card. Hey Craig, you've had some feedback. Lorraine has said that she's watched you crafting and she's great to hear you chatting.
Good.
So there you go. You've had feedback on your remembrance card. So didn't you do well with his crafting? We're going to hopefully do it every week. We've got it planned, what we're doing for this week. So crafting with Craig is hopefully be a regular feature. So this is what we're going to be making today. You two are so cute. Sometimes, aren't we?
Pretty cute.
Oh, bless you. Did you pull a face at me then as you went past?
No, I don't know. Okay, everything all right?
Everything's fine. I don't need your assistance. I'll be fine.
Thanks, darling.
Okay.
Have a good show.
You go play a few tunes.
That's not long.
Oh, do it quiet because I don't want YouTube to tell me off for playing tunes.
Okay.
Thanks.
In the room if you need it.
He always has a joke when I'm doing this, and he goes, "Oh, I'll go upstairs into my room," and yeah, does the poor me because I'm doing this. Anyway, so enough of that. This is what we're making today. Very vintagey, but quite an easy card. So in your kit, you've got the crumb cake card base, then you've got a piece that's going to layer on there, and you've got a die cut piece and some braided linen trim. You love Craig's card. Yeah, it was great, wasn't it? It was a little bit of, he said he wanted like a grey background and a poppy in the corner. So I suggested like a watercolour wash and then stamping the always remember sort of randomly. So it came together like, I think I'm going to blog it actually on my blog tomorrow because it is obviously the 11th of November tomorrow. So I think I'm planning on doing that, all being well. So let's get crafting and cracking. The first thing we're going to do is I've got my big stamp. I'll show you on the stamp set. So this one, which is the one we used last week, and this one that goes inside it, yeah. And we're also going to use, and I've not noticed, we're going to use this one and this one, because I'm thinking I've not used any other stamps yet, but I have on this card, and I've not realised I've not got them out of the box. So let me grab some blocks. And if my phone rings, oh, I really hope it doesn't. This TV unit thing. They were supposed to deliver it on Saturday, but I don't know what happened. Anyway, didn't get all my stamps out. So we're going to be using the two big ones and then these two to sort of fill in between. All right, and we're going to also use, the little snowflakey one and the season's greetings. So I'm going to get my mat out. I have got it here. If it does, no problem. We can. The only thing is, Jill, I think if you get a phone call, it stops you YouTube. I'm not sure. Anyway, I might have to come back on if it does. We'll see. I might have to just come back on live. Yeah, Julie, do you know, that's so spooky that you said that, because as I was getting my blocks out this morning, I thought of you. That's so weird. And your block, and your one block. And I thought, I think Julie needs some nuclear blocks for Christmas. I do have Christmas wish list surveys. Right, so we're going to start with shaded spruce. And we're going to start with the big stamp. The outline one, okay? Now, I just did this like randomly before, and I think what I might do now is stamp the middle one first, because it's easier to see where the middle is and get it in the middle. So I'm going to ink up the outline stamp, but I don't really want to see any of the trunk. So I'm going to try and get that in the middle. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to do one sort of almost overlapping a little bit. Like that, but I've done it lower down. And then I'll get one on the end, just, and a bit higher up. Now, if I was in my studio now, doing my coffee and card, for those of you who used to attend, I would be doing strictly chats now. We would be having strictly chats. Right, Jill, this mat, they took it out of the catalogue and then sort of added it back in, but it's not in the catalogue. Oh, Julie, this is shaded spruce ink. It's the one from when you did the ferns. You already had it, shaded spruce. It's the really darky, sprucey one. It was from when we did the ferns. Yeah, the foam mats aren't in the catalogue because they were going to take them out, and then I don't know why, if it was an error, but I think the £4.50 Stampin' Pierce mat. So, oh, don't worry, Fiona. Yeah, they were in the catalogue, but that's why you can't find it. So, yeah, so if I was in the studio now, I would be having Strictly Chats. Okay, now what I've got there is my 5 trees. So I've done one in the middle and then sort of on the edge here. And I don't know if this is going to be as good as the one I did before. Now what I'll do while I've got the shaded spruce ink pad open is I will fill these in with my filler stamp. Okay. So you just sort of hold it over. Now this is like a messy style. So I'm going to stamp it down and then I'm going to stamp it again on this one to get it a bit lighter. So I'm going to do that and then I'm going to stamp it again here. So it's a little bit lighter there, yeah? Now I want this one light, so I'm going to stamp that one off actually. So I've got a dark one, okay, and then lighter ones at the side. And then these two I'll do sort of full strength, and I'm going to wait then and let you catch up because I know you might be changing blocks. Yep, so Strictly Chat. I know we've got a few. I'm going to pause there and let you catch up. I know we've got a few fans on. I was a little bit, movie week's always great, but I sometimes think, this is me being very strictly, that the themes overtake the dancing and all these gimmicks and stuff. It's not, I'm not into it. I just like to get on with the dance. You know, coming down on an engine for Grease Lightning, but that was sort of fitting with the movie. I get that. But anyway, I do think there's a little bit of overmarking going on. I like Ranveer. Sorry if this becomes Strictly Chats. I like Ranveer, but I don't think she should have got 9s, maybe 8s. But I don't think she should have been top of the leaderboard. I think Bill is amazing. No one probably thought Bill was going to be like that. His Spanish lines that I had on the paso, I think he's done a little bit of Latin before, and OT is a very good teacher. And I didn't really like, I'm not a massive Bill Bailey fan. I've never really watched him, but I think he's brilliant. Anyway, I like Caroline, but I agree she's placing everything. Julie, you're a dancer, so you know, and she needs a bit more. But I do think that I do feel for poor Jason. Sorry if you've not watched it. Spoiler alert. Because that Star Wars paso, they don't choose the music, they get told, and it just wasn't right. It just wasn't right. He needed a proper testosterone fueled paso. Oh, thank you, Kay, that's amazing. Which wonder? I don't know what you mean, Julie, but anyway, I've just pause there to talk strictly so you can catch up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cover up my shaded spruce ink for now, and I'm going to get out my Mossy Meadow. Now if you don't have Mossy Meadow, if you have Old Olive, that could work in between. Or if you want to do the shaded spruce again, but stamp it off to do it paler, just so there's a contrast, you can do. Wonder if Caroline might be struggling with, she might, Julie, maybe, but yeah, I'm not into this couple's choice either. I just want to see ballroom and Latin. Anyway, that's my thoughts. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stamp this outline one, which is this one, but she looked amazing in that, and then I'm going to stamp it in between. She looked amazing in that Mama Rose outfit. That green velour was amazing outfit. And then I'm going to stamp them just in between here to build the forest up. the styling was superb. Sure, I've worn that wig in a show. So I'm just sort of filling the forest here with my mossy meadow. Okay, so you can do 4 of those to fill the forest, and then get the filler stamp. Yeah, mine is still quite dark, so what you can do is maybe stamp off, or what you can do when it's a new ink, push, say with a piece of plasticky something, like a bone folder, push some of the ink down to one end, and then just use, you know, like physically push it down. When we get the new inks, they are quite juicy. So I'm just stamping in here with this. And filling that. Now, if I think it looks a bit bare there, yeah. I'm just conscious that I didn't quite catch, you know, I don't do everything right. I didn't quite catch the obviously the ink there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a bit of a cheat, and I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to maybe, I don't know, stamp off maybe, and just there. That's better, just to fill it a little bit, because I didn't like that gap. Right, okay, so there we have, oh, we're having a messy mat today, and we'll probably all have green hands. And then we're going to do some little bit of snowflaking in crumb cake. Yeah, okay, you're very good with the helping people, thank you. Now if you had a oh, that's quite dark, so I might stamp off there, do a dark one and a light one. Oh look, you can get 3 or 4 goes out of it. Very nice. So what I would do is, like, I'm turning these so it's not the same way all the time. So I really like taps on this one. Do you remember last week I said don't over ink this because the ink can get in the middle. So I really like taps using your crumb cake ink. We've got a nice little snowy. Do you know, this year I'm actually quite looking forward to some snow, because if it's like lockdown, because I do love snow, but not when you've got somewhere to go, because it disrupts everything. But actually I'm like, bring it on now. So I've done most of my stamping on there. Oh, morning, Kath. And what I'm going to do now is take one of the sponges that I gave you. So last week we used a sponge for the mint macaron. This week I want you to use it for the crumb cake, but it's quite dark, so I want you to dab some off first, okay, onto some paper, and then we're going to do like a buffer around the edge like that, okay. And it really, I'll hold it up against the white background in a minute, and you can see it really makes a lovely vintage. Let me just, you see there? Can you see how the edge has gone really nice and vintagey? Yep, that is a word. I am claiming that word. It's in the Julie vocabulary. And then just keep going, even though you probably won't see the vintage around the bottom with these trees. Let's go for it. Oh, you do actually. It adds a nice element, and it also fills in if it's a bit, if you've got your trunk showing there and that you had a bit of a gap like I did, just fills that in. So that's vintage that up, right? And we haven't stopped yet, so what we're going to do now, we can set that to one side. We're also going to vintage our actual card base. Hey, we're gonna be a good half hour, I think, here today, maybe. So we're just gonna keep. You see, I've not re-inked for a while, and I've still got lots and lots of ink coming. Oh, hi, Deanne. You're decorating. Which room are you doing, love? Or rooms? So thank you to everybody who tuned in. I love saying that. Tuned into Paper Crafts and Piano on Thursday. It was pre-recorded because I had this Stampin' Up event, which actually finished early than planned. Oh, it was amazing because what Stampin' Up did, it was like our recognition event. And obviously we'd normally be at a big event. And so what they did, because there were 10,000 demonstrators, bedrooms this week. Oh gosh, rather than your safari holiday. Oh gosh. There were 10,000 demonstrators across the world who registered for this event. And they booked Pat Benatar and her husband, who's a guitarist who plays in a band or whatever. And Pat, they did this gig for us, like from their studio in their home. So she did We Belong, I love that song, and she didn't do Hit Me With Your Best Shot. What's that other Pat Benatar? Love Is a Battlefield. Oh my God, she looked amazing. She's 67. She has short crop grey hair. She looked amazing, and she did this Love Is a Battlefield, but she did it more. That there were more acoustic versions of her like rock songs. Oh, it was amazing. You loved watching the remembrance card on Sunday. He did well, and there is a little secret to the Crafting with Craig, because he has done a few on our Facebook group many months ago when lockdown first started, but he's not really done them on YouTube. So unless people were on Facebook and on our group, they hadn't seen them. But he is a good student. But I did watch a little bit back, and I thought that I was a little bit bossy with him. So I will take that on board. He's not said I was bossy, but I listened to a bit and thought I was a bit bossy. But anyway, yeah, we got our own concert from Pat Benatar. It was amazing. It was really fabulous. So if you pop them on there, look how lovely they look, vintaged up. Yeah. So what we're going to do before we stick this down is we're going to tie our braided trim around it. I do love this linen trim, and it's going to go in the I always tie mine upside down. Don't overthink this. It's not like tying ribbon. I'm going to tie it in the top left hand corner. I have loads of stuff to tell you today, and I don't know if I'm actually going to do bunny ears. I'm just going to do it like this and see. Oh, that's fine. I'm going to have it like that today. Oh no, it's actually come okay, this. It's a little bit slack, but I might, look, I always give you a little bit more than you need. Right, and then we need our label, but we've not stamped that yet. Now I'm just going to pop that there to see how far down I want my linen. That's fine. Now if it's not as slack as you want it to, we can do the tape trick. And we can pull it from the back and pull it tight like that. You changed my life telling us to tie the ribbons upside down. Oh, bless you, Ali. I don't even know how I discovered it. I don't even know how I discovered half of these craft things. I never knew I were, if I'm being honest, I never knew I were a crafter. I did a bit of embroidery when I was a kid growing up, and I always remember my grandma's button box. I was always fascinated by my grandma's button box, button tin. And I used to sew them on a, oh, I'd love that. I used to sew them on a piece of material with a, and I did have this embroidery thing I used to do when I was a young girl. My mum gave me it actually, I've got it somewhere. So before I do that, I'm going to stamp my season's greetings on here in shaded spruce. Hopefully I've chatted enough for you to catch up. Now you only get one shot at this, and the correct side, it's got like a little bit of a ridge. So it is quite a big area for you to do your stamping. Ta-da! There we go. And guess what? We're going to vintage this up. I'm not going to reapply ink because I think I probably have some still left. So I'm just going to go around. I've enjoyed doing this one and chat. I enjoy it every week, but so tell me who your faves are on Strictly. I think they do. I think they were a bit mean to Harvey as well, because actually I think his cha-cha-cha wasn't that bad. I mean, he had blooming boots up to his knees almost, doing a cha-cha-cha. Yes, there wasn't much content, but he did do New Yorkers and he did do some basics in there. I knew Bill was going to be good though, because they saved him till the end. Craig couldn't cope with the Simpsons one. He was like, not shouting at the telly, but he was like, this is not right. There we go, I've really vintaged that up. I'm going to stick this down first. You like Bill? Yeah, I do. And it's not just because I didn't want to like him or didn't think he'd be any good. He is actually really good. And it's not, he just gets on with it, I think. I don't think he's high maintenance, he might be. But... and then that's going to go... You see, the thing is, there's no real duffers. I mean, JJ did a great foxtrot, and they just got up and danced. He had no silly costume. She just had a really plain dress. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. He just had a really plain outfit, not a sequin in sight. And they just got up and danced, and I loved that. Obviously, you can't really have sequins if you're going to be Butch Cassidy. The Sundance Kid theme, can you really? But there we go. And then I am going to pop this over here. Now, what you need to do is make sure you get foam pads, because this is bouncing up. We need to make sure we have a foam pad up here and up down there, and then another couple, because we want to make sure it sticks right down. So I've put 4 on. Sue, I've got your order tomorrow. I'll be in touch for you to come and I've got your order to collect tomorrow and October thank you gift. So I'll Karen, I also posted your stamper stack out yesterday, so hopefully you'll have that Wednesday, Karen. Karen B. So there we have week 2 card. Oh, I'm really pleased with that one. And it's just a minute before 11, so we've done good work there. We've got a nice messy sheet in the background there. Another Christmas card done. Put that in your pile to send off. Probably will have to send this one large letter. Oh, thanks, Cindy, because of the foam pads, etc. And I'm going to show you next week's, but I also need to remind you, week five's card. Oh, hi Paula. It would be really good if you got yourself a little water brush, just a paintbrush. If you've got like the posh Stampin' Up ones or the aqua brushes, then that's amazing. That'll be useful. But even a little pot of water and even a little kiddie's killing me softly with this bow. Even a little kiddie's paintbrush will be fine. So this is going to be week 3 card. And this was the one, if you remember, on my social media, I put on, oh, I just realised what I need to do. I put on with or without the tree. So, and in the end, I ended up adding 2 trees and a bow. Now, little facts for you. If you purchased the dies with this one, then you will have just got a piece of shaded and mint to cut the trees out yourself, and a piece of mint to cut your hill out yourself, okay? Because then you can use your dies. If you didn't get the dies, I've cut the trees and the hill out for you, okay? So that's sort of like that. And then I've just realised now, I'm glad I've done this, because when we were packing these kits, I remember Evan saying to me that I needed one of these. He called them diamond shapes, but yeah, he says you need 2 of those diamonds for that one because we've run out. So yes, so talking of Evan, he's 18 on Friday, can you believe it? I know some of you've known. No, he was actually 5 when I joined Stampin' Up, and he's 18 on Friday. So unfortunately, because he lives with his dad, I can't really do much for his birthday, which is really difficult. But we are going for a birthday walk because I'm allowed to meet one person outside of my household. So it doesn't start school till 12 on Friday, which is quite good. So I'm hoping he's not watching this. I don't think he will be. Well, he won't be now, but I don't think he'll be watching it back. So I'm going to take, well, he doesn't know I've got him a cake, but I'm going to take his cake and his balloons, which I need to order actually. And I'm going to take them and put them on the doorstep and knock on the door for him to open the door, and then go for a walk. He knows I'm going over to go for a walk. So that's on Friday, and I can't believe that is 18. So that's next week's card. I need to talk to you about the next round of coffee and card. Let me just take this messy mat away. So I've had quite a few bookings for this already, and this one is a little bit more money, and the reason is because it's got dies included. I can only buy it as a bundle at the moment, and it's the quite curvy. Now, if you don't have a die cutting machine, and in particular I know my friend Julie from Pudsey doesn't, then I have a couple of old spares that I'm happy to loan out to local people if you're wanting to do this class. So it is a bit more expensive because you do get a lot more, but I've put an extra week on, so it will be 6 weeks and it will start, and I'm hoping I get this right, on the 8th of December, and it will go right through until the 12th of January. And I'm not having a Tuesday off for Christmas because I just thought, well, I'm not really going to be doing much, and it's all recorded, so if people aren't available then, but you know, Christmas Day is not till Friday, so my plan is to do the coffee and card. It'll be the 22nd of December. I'll probably do the coffee and card then on the 22nd, and then clear my craft stuff away for Christmas so we can get our table back for Christmas Day, and then so it'll give me motivation to clear that away, and then I'll be back the next Tuesday, which is the 29th, and then it'll give me the again the motivation then to put my craft stuff back. So there's no break, but it's going to be fun, colourful cards using this, and you're going to get the pencils, the dies, the stamp set. This is a early availability. It's early from the new catalogue, which I've seen and is amazing. So these are 2 of the cards we're going to make. And yeah, I have had quite a few bookings. It is already on my events page. I've had quite a few bookings for it already, which is fantastic. So this set's suitable for thank you cards, birthday congrats, just really nice, happy cards. So thank you for tuning in today. If you do want to book onto this, then have a look on my events or send me a message. We've done 35 minutes this morning, so thanks for tuning in. If you can do a thumbs up, I would really appreciate that. And we'll see you back for our normal paper crafts and piano. Oh no, you're welcome, Ali. I'm here every Tuesday. We'll be back for our live paper crafts and piano on Thursday, and I've got a class on Saturday afternoon, bags, tags and boxes. If you want to watch along for that, with that, then feel free to watch. And on Sunday, hopefully, we'll be back with Crafting with Craig, and then back again next Tuesday. So it's busy, 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 and I will see you next week, if not. Thank you. Bye.